a lot of discussion in coffee rooms across America about the question: is Obama really that incompetent that we see all of these situations that America has to deal with, or is he intentionally and expertly manipulating America in the wrong direction? Sam Kephart might have a thought on that.
I have lots of thoughts. First of all, obviously he's a bright man. Obviously he's articulate. Obviously he's mastered the teleprompter. There's a lot of things this man has mastered. However, in my opinion, based on the research I've done, he is more or less a classic Manchurian candidate. Now, those of you that haven't seen the movie, a Manchurian candidate is a cutout. It's a human being who's worked with hypnosis and trainers and spies and other people who basically create someone to be the hood ornament or the front, if you will, for a political movement, but the shadow government is behind pulling the puppet strings. And if you look at Obama from the time he was a young man, when he left Indonesia and returned to Hawaii with his mother, his father, his biological father, was not with them. The male influence in his life from about 6 to 15 was Frank Marshall Davis. You go Google Frank Marshall Davis. He was a card-carrying member of the American Communist Party. So Obama's mentor growing up, leave aside any programming, his mentor at a very young age was a communist.
And if you...
a published communist.
As you connect all the dots and the associations with people throughout Obama's history, you have to conclude that at the very least this man has been indoctrinated and embraced socialist thinking, at the very least.
Well, no, and he one of his major philosophical influences was a guy by the name of Saul Alinsky. And you need to go Google that. Saul, S-A-U-L, A-L-I-N-S-K-Y. And Alinsky is a very famous academic philosopher, if you will, about turning societies, how to turn societies into socialist, semi-communist environments. Then to boot, where does Obama come from but Chicago, one of the most corrupt cities on the face of the earth? Does it not occur to anybody out there that maybe there's a few smelly problems behind all this? I mean, the guy's whistle clean. I wonder what air people are breathing, seriously. You know, the Bible talks about the spirit of the air. There's a spirit of the air that somehow surrounds this guy that keeps people from seeing reality.
If you look in Old Testament history, you'll see that there was a time when God sent a spirit of delusion to the people because they'd turned their back on God. And frankly, Sam, I believe that's where we are today. How can someone even... I saw a bumper sticker that said, does your Obama bumper sticker embarrass you yet? Well, unfortunately, there are huge numbers of people that are not embarrassed by that.
Well, you know, there's a term that I like to use, and Shad Olson and I actually cooked it up. It's called fatally ignorant. And I'll give you an example from the Bible about fatal ignorance. So we have the time of Noah, and God comes down to Noah and said, you know, there's bad people afoot in the world. I'm going to have a cleansing. Oh, what are you going to do? He's going to flood the place. Flood? Yeah, you got to build an ark. Don't want to build it. You're going to build the ark. So he gives the instructions to Noah. Noah starts building this big thing. A couple years later, some guys from town come out, and they see this big thing out by the road. Look at that. And they go over and talk to Noah. What are you building? I'm building an ark. God told me to build. There's going to be a flood. It's going to wipe everybody out. Oh, no. We're so far from there. That's silly to think like that. A couple more years go by. It rains one day, and they see the puddles outside their house, and the next day it's up to their door sill, and the next day it's up to their shins, and they slog down the road. Well, you know, we saw that thing. So they go back down to where the ark was, and they go, and the door is now sealed. That is fatal ignorance.
That's a powerful way to end this conversation. We're praying, Sam and I think many of you are praying, that America hasn't entered the position of fatal ignorance.